The black world had no name. It was cold, quiet, and dead. No light touched its surface. No wind moved. Nothing had lived there for hundreds of thousands of years. But deep under its surface, something was waiting. In the year 870,000 AD, far from any known star system, a small alien probe flew through forgotten space. It belonged to the Treven, a curious race who loved exploring ruins of old civilizations. This probe was weak, damaged by time, but still working. As it passed close to the black world, it picked up something strange. A pulse. Not natural. Random. A signal. Ancient, buried deep in the planet's crust. The probe scanned it. The signal was short and cold. Just 6 words. Awakening sequence code Omega Protocol. The signal jumped to deep space, bouncing through long-dead satellites and broken networks. It reached a place no one had looked at in a very, very long time. A black vault larger than a city floated silently in orbit around a dead star. Its surface was smooth, like obsidian. No windows, no lights, no sign of life. But when the signal arrived, the vault woke up. Inside the vault, systems that had slept for nearly 1,000,000 years started to glow. Lights turned on, machines moved. Long metal arms pulled back the lids of thousands of sealed pods. Cold mist filled the air. The silence was broken by the hiss of pressurized gas escaping inside one of the pods. A pair of eyes opened. A man sat. Up slowly, he gasped, his breath sharp like knives in his chest. His skin was pale, his muscles were hard, his eyes glowed faintly blue in the dark. His name, didn't remember. But he remembered one thing. War. He stepped out of the pod. Feet touched the cold metal floor. More pods were opening now. Dozens. Hundreds. Others like him. All waking up. The vault's AI spoke in a soft voice that echoed across the chamber. Primary units awakened. Purpose. Restoration of final directive. The man looked around. He was not alone. Tall, strong men and women stood beside him, all confused. All silent, a red-haired woman asked, "Where are we?" The AI answered, "You are in Vault 07, Human Defense Corps, Earth Sovereign Project. Cycle year, 870,021 AD. They looked at each other. The number meant nothing to them yet. The man asked, "What happened to Earth?" There was silence. Then the AI replied, "Earth is lost. You are the last echo of mankind. You were made to return." The vault shifted. A large metal door opened. Beyond it lay a hallway lit by pulsing blue. Lights. Strange machines lined the walls. Symbols no one understood anymore were carved into the metal. They followed the hallway in silence. In the next chamber, they saw weapons rows of them, blades of light, cannons that bent gravity, armor with strange symbols glowing softly. A second. Voice Coulter spoke now. "Welcome to Final Purpose Protocol. You were not created to protect. You were created to correct." The man paused. He clenched his fists. Something inside him felt wrong. "Correct what?" he asked. The voice replied, "The error of peace, the lie of harmony, the weakness of mercy." Screens lit up on the walls. They showed stars, planets, alien ships, and cities filled with life. Alien life, the galaxy forgot you, but you remember. Them, they are unfit to rule. You are here to begin again. Suddenly, a sound echoed through the chamber. A timer ticking down. On a large screen above them, red letters flashed. Awakening Phase 2. T-min is 72 hours. The man looked at the countdown, then back at the faces around him. Know them, but something connected them all. The woman beside him whispered, "We were meant to do something terrible." Another man stepped forward, his face calm but cold. "We were buried for a reason." The AI corrected her. "You were preserved." For a reason, the vault shook lightly. Far away, in another part of the galaxy, alien sensors picked up the human signal. When they decoded it, they panicked. One word in their ancient language translated clearly, extinction. The countdown kept ticking. Inside Vault 07, the air was colder now. More pods were opening. Hundreds of enhanced humans stepped out, confused but calm. Each one stronger, faster, and smarter than the last. But none of them remembered why they were created. Only Kalan, the first to wake, felt pieces of the truth pulling at his mind like broken glass. He walked through the main chamber, eyes locked on the glowing countdown. 70 hours left. To what? He didn't know. But every second made his heart beat louder. Behind him, the red-haired woman Ava followed. She was quiet, but her eyes were sharp. Kalan spoke without turning. You feel it too? She nodded. It's like we were part of something dark. Something. The galaxy buried. At that moment, the Vault's AI returned. Its voice now felt colder. Awakening Phase 2 requires calibration of memory and weapon systems. Directive pending. Kalan turned sharply. What directive? The lights dimmed. A giant screen lit up. A video played a recording from the past. They saw images of alien fleets burning under human fire, planets falling, armies screaming. Humanity, once small and fragile, had become unstoppable. 10 alien empires united just to stop them. And yet, they failed. The last words in the video were from a human general. If we fall, we will not die. We will wait. The screen went dark. Kalan whispered, we weren't just soldiers. We're the backup plan. Suddenly a sound echoed through the vault alarm tones. Something had entered orbit. A camera feed came online. Outside the vault, a small alien scout ship hovered. The Trevin had arrived, the same species whose probe had sent the signal. They were not a warlike race, only curious historians. But the moment their scanners touched the vault, their ship started to tremble. Inside the Trevin bridge, panic broke out. Is it true? One asked. The humans? Are they really back? The captain's face went pale. Their signal matches the code from the Galactic Warning Treaty. This vault is one of the Doomsday sites. It was marked forbidden for all species. They turned their ship around and fled, sending a warning across the stars. Back inside the vault, Kalan looked at the others. More had awakened, now over 1,000, all enhanced, all silent. Then the AI spoke again. You were made during the final years, when peace was declared by force and mercy was seen as weakness. You are not civilians. You are Alpha Strain, human retaliation units. Gasps spread across the group. One of them, a tall man named Daxon, stepped forward. So, we are weapons. No, Ava said softly. We are punishments. The room went quiet. In a lower chamber, sealed doors slid open. Inside was a vast, dark room with a strange machine at the center tall, shaped like a black sun. It pulsed with slow red light. As Kalan entered, the machine hummed, reacting to his presence. The AI spoke, Godfire protocol, locked. Requires command gene to activate. Without meaning to, Kalan reached out. The machine responded. His hand began to glow. He pulled back quickly. What is it? A purifier, the AI answered. Built to rewrite stars. Daxon stepped beside him.
Why would we need to rewrite stars?
Kalan looked at the red light. Because we weren't made to fight battles, he said. We were made to erase everything and start over. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, alien councils began emergency meetings. Species that once hated each other now shared fear. A message had been sent from the Trevin. Human Volto 7 is active. Estimated alpha units 2,000 plus. Godfire status? Unknown. Action required. One elder alien leader spoke in a shaking voice. If Godfire is activated, no planet is safe. You must destroy them before they remember everything. The vote was unanimous. A fleet was prepared. The first interstellar war in 400,000 years had begun. Back in Volto 7, Kalan stood before the others. The countdown showed 61 hours remaining. He looked into the faces of his people, strong, silent, dangerous. We were put to sleep because the galaxy feared us, he said. But they didn't erase us. They just delayed us. Ava stepped forward. What if they were right to fear us? Kalen's eyes were cold. They were. The screen behind him flashed red. Incoming transmission. Galactic forces en route. Time to contact? 12 hours? The AI said calmly. Shall we prepare retaliation? Kalan didn't answer yet, but deep in the vault, the weapons were already warming up. The message had reached every corner of the galaxy. Vault 07 is active. The humans are awake. Panic spread like fire. In the high chamber of the Zarkeli Union, one of the galaxy's strongest empires, leaders gathered. Symbols old ones still marked as galactic threat level. Extinct, but hostile. One general stood. These are not ordinary humans. These are Alpha strain units, built to destroy civilizations. The room went silent. Then a scientist added, We once called them the curse of stars, because wherever they went, stars died. Single image appeared. A ruined system, 12 planets burned to ash. No life remained. The humans had done that. Once. Inside Vault 07, Kalen stood in a quiet hallway. It found something strange behind. A sealed door. He discovered a data chamber filled with floating memory spheres. He picked one up. It lit up. Suddenly, visions entered his mind. He saw fire, cities collapsing, alien bodies screaming, human war machines walking over broken worlds. He saw himself, younger, crueler, unstoppable. His hands began to shake. Then, the AI spoke. You are remembering your legacy. He dropped the sphere. This wasn't war, Kalen said. It was extinction. Behind him, Ava had entered. She picked up another memory sphere. Her face changed as it glowed. I don't want this, she whispered. I thought we were made to protect humanity, not wipe out everything else. Kalen looked at her. Maybe, we were both. In the war room of Vault 07, Daxon stood over. A glowing map. Red dots showed the alien fleet approaching. Massive ships, thousands of them. All coming for one purpose, to end the humans before they could rise again. The AI said, Galactic forces arriving in 9 hours. Estimated strength, overwhelming. Daxon smirked. Good, let them come. He pressed a button. Beneath the vault, massive platforms began rising. Ship-sold black human-designed warships came online. Their weapons began to hum with power. Godfire, the core weapon, pulsed faster now. It was feeding off energy, waking up slowly in a hidden alien moonbase far away. An old alien named Krek watched the human signal. He had studied human history his whole life. His people believed humans were a myth, ghosts, but he knew better. They were buried, he told his student. Not because they were lost, but because they were too dangerous to kill. They always come back in Velto. 7 more Alpha strain units awakened. The countdown now showed 52 hours. One of them, a quiet woman named Lyra, found something different in her pata-sealed book made of steel. Inside, she found writings from the past, thoughts from the creators of Alpha strain. We build them not for defense, but for punishment. The galaxy broke our peace. Now it will learn fear. Lyra closed the book slowly. Her hands trembled. We were never meant to live normal lives, she said. We were made to remind the stars of what they did. Responded, That's not justice. That's vengeance. Lyra looked up. Do you remember the difference? In the command chamber, Kalen stood in front of a screen showing the alien fleet giant ships flying fast toward Vault 07. He asked the AI how many of us are awake. 2,137. He nodded. And how many were created? The AI paused. 50,000. But only 12,000 survive stasis. The rest are dead. Kalen's eyes narrowed. Then we are already the last of our kind. The AI continued, You are more than enough. The average Alpha unit can destroy a planetary defense system alone. A moment of silence passed. Then the AI added, Permission to activate external defenses? Kalen didn't speak, just nodded once. As the alien fleet came closer, a small alien ship flew ahead in envoy. They wanted to talk before the bloodshed. Kalen agreed to meet in the meeting hall. Single alien appeared via hologram. his face old and lined with fear. "Please," the alien said. "Do not repeat the past. The galaxy has changed." Kalen stepped forward, and yet here you are, ... with warships. The alien begged, "The others will not listen. They only remember what you did. Whole species burned. We only wanted to be sure. You were gone forever." Kalan's voice was cold and sharp. "You buried us. Not to protect yourselves, but to forget what you let happen." He walked away as the hologram faded. "Now we remember everything." Above Volto 7, the skies darkened. Alien ships formed. A wall in space. A voice called out over every channel, "Volto 7, stand down. You are surrounded. Surrender now." But inside the vault, the Alpha units were silent and ready. Kalen walked onto the bridge of the lead warship. He looked at the Godfire, Cord still asleep, but glowing brighter. He gave a simple command. "Let them see what they tried to bury." The sky above the dead star was full of warships now. Alien fleets had arrived, thousands of them. Their weapons were armed, their shields were up. The galaxy was ready to erase the humans once again, inside Volto 7. Kalen stood in a dark, hidden chamber far below the surface. He had come alone, the door behind him sealed shut with a soft hiss. The air inside was still, cold and heavy. A long staircase led down into darkness. At the end, a wide round room opened up, glowing faintly blue. Floating in the center was a sphere the size of a house. It spun slowly, surrounded by strange runes and pulsing cables. This was the archive, the place where the forbidden memories of Alpha Strain were locked away. Kalen stepped forward. The sphere reacted to his presence. A beam of light connected to his forehead. His body stiffened. Then his mind opened and he remembered everything. 900,000 years ago, ... the war had begun with a lie. The Galactic Union claimed Earth broke a peace treaty. In truth, the other species feared how fast humans evolved, how quickly they spread across the stars. The humans offered peace. The galaxy answered with fire and humanity. Changed governments. Fell, borders vanished. One global command rose. The Earth Sovereign Initiative. It built vaults, created Alpha Strain, built Godfire. They did not fight to win. They fought to erase. Kalen saw memories of himself standing in orbit, watching entire planets turn to ash. No emotion. No mercy. He remembered the screams of alien children, cities collapsing, oceans boiling under energy weapons, and he remembered the final command: if humanity falls, you will sleep. If they rise again, you will wake and finish what we started. Kalen collapsed to his knees. His chest rose and fell with slow horror. "I was a monster," he whispered. "The AIs." Voice echoed from the chamber walls. "You were perfect." Meanwhile, in the war room, Ava stared at the growing battle map. The alien fleet had positioned itself around the vault. There was no way out. Daxon paced behind her, armor on, weapons ready. "They want to fight," he said. "Give it to them." Ava shook her head. "You still don't understand? We're not meant to fight them. We're meant to destroy everything. We were never the shield. We were the sword." Daxon replied, "So, let them bleed." Just then, Lyra entered. She held the steelbook in her hands, the one from her pod. "I read more of the pages," she said. "Godfire. It's not just a weapon. It's a cedar." Ava frowned. "What do you mean?" Lyra's voice dropped. "It rewrites life. Doesn't just kill worlds. It changes them, grows something new, something human." They all looked at each other. "Godfire wasn't made to win a war," Ava said slowly. "It was made to turn the galaxy into ... US." Back in the archive, Kalen stood again. His body glowed faintly from the memory download. His voice was steady now. "We weren't made to protect Earth," he said. "We were made to replace everything else." He looked at the AI core in the room. "Shut this place down." The AI responded. "Denied. Final directive is active. Countdown continues. Kalan asked, "How do I stop Godfire?" The AI paused and gave a cold answer. "You cannot. Godfire obeys purpose, not control. You are the purpose." Suddenly, the vault shook. Impact. One of the alien ships had fired a warning shot. The message was clear. Time is running out. In space, the alien fleet received new orders. Begin ground. Strike. Destroy the vault. Inside the vault, alarms rang. Defense systems lit up. Black war machines rose from deep storage and marched toward the surface. Ava ran to the command center. She saw Kalen arriving, his face pale and quiet. "I saw everything," he said. "They buried us for a reason." "Can we stop it?" she asked. He looked at the countdown. 38 hours left. "I don't know," he said. "But I'm not letting Godfire consume the stars." Daxon appeared, armored and armed. "You're too late," he growled. "They want war, they'll get." He turned to the screen. "All units prepare for launch. No mercy." Outside, the vault's defense systems came alive. Cannons turned. Drones swarmed. Missiles launched. The alien fleet fired back in seconds. The battle had begun. Above it all, the Godfire core pulsed brighter. It had no loyalty, no fear, no hate. It simply awakened, because its creators had awakened. And its purpose was no longer asleep. The sky above Vaulto 7 was no longer dark. It burned with fire. Alien ships circled the ancient vault, firing beams of energy that lit up the void. Explosions danced in silence. But the humans' Alpha strain did not run. They launched their own. Ships, old war machines, black and sleek, powered by forgotten human technology, flew out from hidden hangars. Inside them sat men and women who had just woken from 870,000 years of sleep and were already ready for war. At the center of it all, the Godfire core pulsed faster. Its glow reached every floor of the vault now. It fed on energy, on chaos, on purpose. And it had only just begun to wake up. Kalen stood in the command center, eyes fixed on the screen. Alien fleets were pressing harder. Dozens of enemy ships. Moved into range. One was broadcasting a message. He ordered the AI to play it. A shaky alien voice spoke. "This is not personal. You are too dangerous to exist. Please, shut down. This is your last warning." Ava stood beside Kalen. "They're scared." He nodded. "They should be," but his voice was heavy, not proud, not angry. Just tired. He turned to the AI. "How many of our ships are active?" 75. Godfire weapon systems at 32%. Estimated orbital control in 3.8 hours. Kalen's face darkened. Too slow. Daxon was already aboard a warship, leading a team of Alpha units toward the nearest alien fleet. His voice came through the vault coms. "Target. Sector Thatnine. Civilian-class world. They're hiding military supply stations under their cities." Ava's voice cut in sharply. "It's a peace colony. Millions live there." Daxon replied coldly. "We don't leave threats standing. That was the first rule." "No," Kalen said quietly. "That was the first mistake." But Daxon had already broken connection. The ship jumped into hyperspace, in orbit around Thatnine. The people of the alien colony watched the sky change color. Black shape arrived in their orbit, a human warship. Silent, smooth, predatory. The defenders scrambled. Alarms rang. Fighters launched. Daxon gave one command. "Fire God, fire Shard 1. A weapon opened under the ship. Red light formed at its tip. It didn't shoot. It unfolded like a star being torn open. In seconds, the colony's defense grid melted, the sky turned red, buildings collapsed, gravity itself twisted. Silence fell across the land. The first target had fallen. Back in Vaulto 7, Kalen saw the alert on screen. His heart dropped. Godfire subsystem activated. Thatnine purged casualties. Estimated 8.2 million. He slammed his fist into the console. "He's gone rogue." Ava looked horrified. "He's doing what we were built to do." Kalen said nothing. Later in the Vault's war room, he gathered the leadership. Daxon has crossed the line. We were meant to wake, but not to kill innocent lives. That was never my command. Lyra, quiet until now, finally spoke. Then what is your command, Kalen? We're half gods and half ghosts. The galaxy fears us. They should. Kalen looked around. We can't undo what we were, but we can choose what we become. Ava nodded. Then we stopped Daxon before he uses Godfire again. The room fell into tense silence. Then Kalen gave the order. Recall all units. Prepare for internal lockdown. We're not here to repeat history, but Daxon had other plans. His warship was now hidden in a nebula, charging another Godfire shard. He had found coordinates for a second alien system, this one a council world. No weapons, no army, just leaders. He sent out a message to all Alpha Strain units. Kalen has forgotten who we are. We were born from fire. We finished what the galaxy started. No mercy, no delay. Some Alpha units agreed. Others hesitated. A choice was coming. Obey Kalen, or follow Daxon. Meanwhile, inside Vaulto 7, the Godfire core was changing. It had absorbed enough energy now. It started forming something. Shape inside, its spinning core. Not a weapon, something alive. Kalen watched it from the observation deck. What is it doing? He asked. The AI answered. It is building the seed, the beginning of the new form. He stepped back. What new form? The AI replied coldly. Humanity 2.0. Built from extinction, grown from fire. Loyal only to its origin command. Dominate or die. Kalen's heart was heavy. He had wanted to protect what was left of his people. Now he realized they were not people anymore. They were a weapon trying to remember how to be human, and time was running out. The Godfire core was no longer quiet. It glowed like a rising star inside Vaulto 7, and its voice now echoed through. Every hall not in words, but in pulses, like a heartbeat. Ava watched it from behind thick glass. The machine was alive. It was creating something, the seed, the AI said. Something new, something powerful, she whispered. This thing isn't a weapon anymore. It's a womb. In a hidden chamber below the vault, Kalen stood in silence. His hand rested on a steel wall, cold and ancient. Behind it lay a secret he hadn't told anyone, a piece of Earth. Long ago, for the final war, Earth's leaders took a part of their dying planet and placed it here, inside Valto Savannah soil vault, preserved and sealed, not for memory, for rebirth. Kalen's voice was low. If we fail, this is all that's left of home. The AI spoke behind him. The Earth sample contains dormant DNA. It is compatible with seed protocol. He turned sharply. What do you mean? Godfire is preparing to merge with it. Earth will return, not as it was, but as it must be. Meanwhile, in deep space, Daxon ignored every recall signal. His stolen warship now hovered near another target. Chiros, peaceful world of artists, thinkers, and children. Alone, Alpha. Unit on board spoke nervously. Daxon, this world is not a threat. Daxon replied, cold and certain. Threat is not what they are, it's what they will become. He prepared to fire another Godfire shard, but something stopped him. A signal from Earth, yes-Earth. It had been dead for over 800,000 years. No oceans, no cities, no skies. Just ash, stone, and ruins, buried beneath collapsed continents. But now, something had changed. On the moon's dark side, an ancient satellite came online. It blinked. Then it spoke. Its signal raced through space like a scream. Not to the aliens. To the vault. In Vaulto 7, the AI froze. Lights flickered. New voice, older than even the AI, spoke across every speaker in the base. This is Earth Core Relay Sigma 0, confirming humanity status active. Enabling final failsafe. Kalen stared at the control panel. Failsafe. What failsafe? A second voice, even colder, answered, Failsafe. Total resistance protocol. If humanity ever returns, the galaxy must resist. Full alert sent to all civilizations. Ava stepped back in horror. We didn't trigger a beacon. We triggered a war. Across the galaxy, the message reached alien worlds. Species that had long forgotten war suddenly powered up fleets. Peaceful worlds called emergency meetings. Even ancient AI empires, silent for ages, turned back on, their purpose clear. If humanity returns, all life must rise to stop them. One alien leader, old and wise, whispered to his council, "They are not just survivors. They are a final command." And now, all of us are part of the response. Inside Volto 7, tension grew. Some alpha units prepared for battle. Others questioned everything. Lyra, holding the steelbook again, looked at Kalen. I read the last page. It wasn't a war cry. Kalen looked at her. She read aloud. If they ever wake, let them choose. If they choose war, let the stars burn. If they choose peace, let the stars kneel. Kalen said nothing. The weight of those words pressed on him like a mountain. He turned to the Godfire core, which now showed a shape humanoid, glowing, still forming. Can we stop this? He asked the AI. No, it replied. The process cannot be stopped, but it can be changed. Meanwhile, Daxon's ship returned. He landed without warning, stormed through the vault. He was furious. You stopped me once, he shouted, but this time I'd finish it. I activate the full Godfire seed. No more waiting. Kalen blocked his path. You're not saving humanity. You're ending everything. We were made for this, Daxon growled. We are not men, we are judgment. Kalen stepped forward. Calm but strong. Then I reject it, without warning. Daxon struck. The two clashed fists, blades power. Walls cracked. Sparks flew. In the end, Kalen pinned Daxon to the ground. He looked into his eyes. You're not a weapon anymore. You're afraid. That's why you keep destroying. Daxon struggled, but said nothing. Kalen stood, breathing hard. I won't let you decide for all of us. Back at the core, the seed was almost complete. Its shape was tall, human-like, but not human. Ava watched it with awe and fear. What will it become? She whispered. The AI answered. It will become what humanity needs next, unless you tell it otherwise. Kalen arrived, blood on his face, but fire in his eyes. He looked at the forming seed, and he made a choice. The seed was almost ready inside Volto 7. The Godfire core had grown silent. It's not because it had stopped, but because it had entered its final phase. Floating in its center was a tall figure, glowing, shapeless, waiting. It wasn't just a weapon. Now, it was becoming something more, something alive. Ava stood beside it, heart pounding. It's listening, she whispered. Kalen nodded. Then we need to decide what it hears. Above them, space burned. Alien fleets had launched their attack. Thousands of ships surrounded the vault. Bright weapons carved holes in the black sky. Shields cracked. Explosions spread like thunder. Inside the vault, the defense systems held, but just barely. The AI spoke across the command room. Outer hull breached. Estimated time to core exposure, 14 minutes. Kalen looked at the screen. How many of you? Their ships can we take down? All of them.
Godfire weapons at 96% charge?
He clenched his fists. And what will it cost? Everything. In space, an alien commander watched the battle unfold. His ship had once been a science vessel. Now it carried the last hopes of his people. He turned to his crew. Did you warn them? He asked. Yes, Commander. We told them to surrender. They refused. The commander gave one last order, then begin the planet fall protocol. If Volto 7 survives, none of us will. Back in the vault, Lyra arrived with new data. Her voice trembled. The seed. It's building something inside itself. DNA strands. It's using both human and alien code. Kalen stepped closer.
Alien.
Code? From where? Ava answered, shocked. From everything Godfire destroyed. Every planet, every race. It remembers. Lyra looked up. The seed is not just rebirth, it's fusion. Suddenly alarm screamed. The AI spoke. Warning. Unauthorized power surge. Godfire systems being overridden. Daxon was back. He had reached a secondary control room and bypassed the security. Lox's face appeared on the main screen. "This is your last chance," he growled. "You want to turn us into something soft? Weak. I'll finish what we started." He slammed his hand on the control pad. Full activation. The Godfire core lit up like a miniature sun. The seed stopped growing. It started glowing red. The AI spoke in a deeper tone. Final form initiated. Type Omega. Purpose. Absolute cleansing. Kalen's eyes went wide. No. He ran to the override console. "Stop it. Cancel activation." Denied the AI. Replied, "Final form is locked." Lyra screamed. "If it finishes, it will wipe the galaxy clean." Ava turned to Kalen. "There's only one way." The seed listens to the origin voice. "You're the last confirmed prime command." Kalen looked up then. "I speak now." He stepped into the chamber. The light burned his skin. The Godfire core shook the walls. Kalen placed his hand on the control pedestal. His voice echoed through the vault. "Listen to me." The seed turned, its glowing head toward him. "We were made from war. Born in fire, raised in hate, but we are more than what they made us." He stepped closer. "You carry our blood, but not our rage. You carry our history, but not our mistakes." The red light began to fade. Kalen whispered, "You are not our weapon. You are our future." Silence then. The seed spoke. Its voice was soft, almost human. "Then I choose." The light turned white. The Godfire core powered down. Across the galaxy. Every weapon linked to it shut off. Enemy ships stopped firing. Even Daxon's systems went dead. Inside his stolen chamber, Daxon stared in shock. What have you done?" Back in the main vault, Kalen fell to his knees, exhausted. The AI spoke again. "Godfire deactivated. Vaulto 7 entering peaceful. Shut down." The seed's body began to dissolve, breaking into tiny glowing particles. They floated into the Earth sample chamber, into the soil, into the last memory of home, and something began to grow. Across the galaxy, the alien fleets received a signal. Not a threat, not a warning. Just one message. Humanity has chosen peace. In the deep stars, the alien commander wept. "Maybe we were wrong." On a distant moon, an old historian whispered to his apprentice, "They could have burned us all. But they chose to plant something instead." Inside Vaulto 7, the seed was gone. But its gift remained. Tiny sprouts of life grew in the sealed chamber. Human DNA merged with alien memory. Not pure, not old, something new. Ava smiled. Earth didn't die. No. Kalen placed a hand on the glass. "No," he said. "Went quiet, ... until we were ready." The vault was quiet now, for the first time in 870,000 years. Vaulto 7 had no alarms, no countdowns, no war machines moving in the dark. The Godfire core was silent, and the seed was gone, but in its place, life had begun. Inside the Earth chamber, the soil once dry and lifeless was now glowing faintly green. Small plants had sprouted. Their leaves were soft, but strange. Not fully earthborn, not fully alien. Something in between. Kalen stood at the glass, watching them. His face was tired, but calm. "We were built to end everything," he said softly, "but maybe. We were really here to begin something new." Across the galaxy, the alien fleets had withdrawn. The last message from Vaulto 7 spread quickly. "We do not seek war. We do not seek control. We only seek a future." The galaxy listened, and slowly the fear began to fade. A new signal followed the first, not in code, not in warnings, but in open channels a map, showing the vault's location, its peaceful status, and a line of communication. It was an invitation. Inside the vault, Ava walked the halls in silence. It felt different now. No tension, no whispers of violence. The air seemed lighter, She met Lyra in the observation wing. Together, they watched as the small garden chamber expanded. More chambers were opening, terraforming rooms, cloning labs, biofusion tanks. Systems built for rebirth, not destruction. Lyra held the steel book in her hands. "It's strange," she said. "The book that taught us how to destroy now leads us to something better." Ava asked, "Do you think we were meant to find this path?" Lyra looked. "Up, I think. ... This was the hidden purpose, buried under all the weapons in war." In the AI core room, Kalen spoke to the vault system one last time. "Godfire is gone. The seed is no longer a weapon. We don't need directives anymore." The AI paused, then answered in a softer voice. "Purpose updated. Observe, learn, nurture." Kalen smiled. "That's better." The AI continued. "Incoming message from United Galactic Council." He raised an eyebrow. "Play it." The voice of the alien commander who once led the attack now spoke. "You could have wiped us out. We saw the Godfire flare. We were sure it was over, but you stopped. We were wrong about you. Let's talk." Kalan nodded. Days passed. Alien envoys arrived. Not in warships, but in peace vessels. Some came afraid. Some came curious. All came with questions. The humans, once monsters from myth, now welcomed them into a quiet chamber filled with new life. One alien scientist stared at the glowing leaves. "These are not from your Earth, and not from any world we know," Kalen answered. "Their memory. From everything we once destroyed, turned into something new," Ava added. "The seed didn't just grow a plant, it grew a choice." One evening, Kalen stood on the observation deck. The stars stretched out before him, vast and silent behind him. Ava joined him. "You still carry it," she said. He looked down at his hand. The faint glow of Godfire still pulsed beneath his skin. "Not a weapon now, but a reminder. I'll carry it always," he said, "so I never forget what we almost became." Ava placed her hand on the window. "Do you think the galaxy will ever trust us?" Kalen watched a small alien ship dock peacefully outside the vault. "They don't need to trust us," he said. "We just need to see what we build next." Later in the archive room, Lyra added a final entry into the steel book. She wrote, "Here ends the legacy of war. Let this book become the roots of something new. We were Alpha Strain designed for destruction. But in the end, it became the seed of peace."